So let me introduce you to our team. So Aoife is the lead backend, Megna is the lead frontend, Richie is the database lead, and Mac is the lead UI and UX. And together we are building a UniNest, a student accommodation management platform.
So we realized that during the alpha release that the way we were approaching testing wasn't the best way, and we decided to change our approach. So we did two things during this release. We decided to do mass testing, which entailed us going from class to class to different departments in the AKIT and showing the students this presentation where we talk about who we are, and we showed them this demo before in the early stages of development before the app was fully functional. But when the app was fully functional, we actually showed them the physical app in a phone. So this is the first version of the presentation, and we also asked them to answer a survey, and the survey is here. Any more details about the survey is found in Mahara page, in the user testing Mahara page. And yes, these are the questions, and then we got 25 responses, of which only 12% were actual people who lived in student accommodation. So that we have to take that into account when we're deciding what feedback to take and what feedback not to take. And the more results are also in the Mahara if you want to see them. We also did something called deploy testing, and this was Richie and I took the app into a controlled environment into our apartments, and we taught our roommates how to use the app, and we basically just wrote down what their frustrations, their objectives, and their achievements with the app. I am now going to let Richie talk about our collaborator and the other part of deploy testing. Thank you.
To evaluate the system properly, I carried out testing with our collaborator, DH Duffy, and also did testing with 5 students who live in the same house as I do as well, which gave me a realistic shared living environment for the testing. And instead of doing a one-time demo, I tested the app over 3 days where a user logged in daily and used the AI task delegation and interacted with the whole app. So we got some good feedback, which showed that it was clear, practical concept. It was a strong proper e-set flow. The tickets were effective, and yeah, the tasks were really good as well. But the main feedback that we got that was negative was that the design felt too informal and the style was not professional enough, which made us redesign the app. And with the redesigned app, I tested again with the collaborator and also with the students in my house, which I tested again over 3 days. And we got overwhelming feedback, which was really good. And users were way more confident and didn't hesitate when using the app. And instead of trying to understand the interface, they were actually using the features properly. And by day 3, they were really comfortable with the app. And also, there was a little bit of like competition between the students, and you could see a little bit of frustration here and there based on the tasks they were getting and also the point system. So to support these findings as well, I also created a survey comparing the original and the redesigned versions where the results showed clearly that there was a clear improvement from the navigation, like the ease of navigation here, and the color and notification. You can see that the redesigned app was better. And to continue, I also implemented a notification system, which Meghna is going to talk about in the demo.
For this release, my main focus was on the profile and points functionality, as well as a full redesign based on user testing feedback. I improved the visual experience by using stronger contrast for both light mode and dark mode, and I also researched color choices carefully so that different item types such as chores, reminders, bills, and maintenance updates are easier to recognize at a glance. I also generated APKs for both sides of the app and published both the old version and the updated versions on GitHub. Now let's look at the tenant side of the app. Here, Joseph opens UniNest and lands on the dashboard. This gives him a quick overview of apartment life in one place. At the top, he has a fast access to the emergency call button and also the support button. So if he needs urgent help or wants to contact support by email, he can do that immediately. Below that, he can see the points leaderboard. Joseph notices that he's currently second, so he wants to check what chores he missed. He taps the notification button, and instead of scrolling through all of his notifications, he uses the filter option to jump straight to the chore-related updates. This makes the experience much quicker and more practical. He can now see that he has a chore notification which is due today, and this also appeared as a reminder pop-up to help him keep him on track. So Joseph quickly opens this chore, completes it, and marks it as done. And now he can see that he has been moved to the first place on the leaderboard. This makes the point system feel more lively and motivating. Next is the calendar screen. Here, Joseph can see a snapshot of the day with different entry types, including chores, events, and reminders. While checking the calendar, he sees that a bill is overdue, so he goes into the bill screen and pays it immediately. This shows how the tenant can move naturally between reminders and actions without needing to search around the app. Joseph opens the View Task screen. This screen gives a fuller picture of shared apartment tasks. He can filter by roommate, and he can also filter by recurring types, which helps organize weekly, monthly, or one-off tasks. And the points are shown beneath their profile. So Joseph can quickly click on the weekly tasks over there, and you can see the overdue, not started, in progress states. And also the completed task looks like that with the points earned for each of the particular tasks. Next is the ticket screen, and this is where Joseph can raise a maintenance issue. And one of the useful feature here is that he can take a photo or upload a picture directly in the app. So this makes it easier for the letting agent to understand the issue straight away. Now let's move on to the profile section. Joseph can change his account name, his account password, and his profile image as well. He can also open the system settings to manage notifications, and there is a dark mode option as well to make the app feel more personalized. And here are some of the screens in the dark mode as well. In addition to that, the tenant side also includes the About Us section, which gives an overview of the app and the team, an FAQ section with the most commonly asked questions, and a privacy policy that explains how user information is collected and processed. Now let's move on to the letting agent side. Here, Liam opens the app and can immediately see a quick overview of his portfolio, the most important tickets that need attention, and some of the buildings he manages. From here, he can go into each building, then into the apartments inside it, and view the tenants living in those apartments. He can also remove the buildings, apartments, or tenants if needed, which helps him manage the portfolio directly from the app. Next, Liam moves to the ticket screen. He filters the tickets list by AI prioritized tickets only, and also by high priority, so that he can focus on the most urgent issues first. He sees Joseph's ticket, opens it. It's a fire and smoke from the toaster, and the image confirms that the issue is high. So he can mark it as in progress and send a message to the tenant. After that, Liam navigates to the notification screen as he wants to notify the entire apartment not to use the kitchen plug until further notice. So he selects the building and the apartment and sends a message to the tenant saying, apartment, attention, please do not use the plug in the kitchen until further notice, and he sends a message to them. And message sent, success count, and here they get a notification saying please do not use the kitchen plug until further notice. And since the other tenant app is on the same phone, so I can go into the Joseph screen quickly, and as you can see here, you can quickly see the message here as well. So that's everything for the demo, and I'm going to pass it on to Aoife from here.
Release 2 focused on moving UniNest into a zero-trust environment. I implemented stateless Java Web Token authentication using a custom Firebase filter and Spring security, enforcing strict role-based access control and XSS sanitization across the entire API, as well as creating a test suite to validate the API logic and security. I implemented invisible data enrichment, injecting real-time tenant data directly into the AI payload at the service level without requiring extra user input, making the chore assignment more fair. We shifted to a decoupled microservice architecture, deploying the backend API and AI model separate, as well as an APK for the app. To keep development costs low, I used a free tier for Google Cloud Run. If the backend has not been active for a period of time, it takes up to 30 seconds to come back online. I have created a fail-safe protocol for the AI service. If it's unavailable, the system automatically falls back to a pre-sorting algorithm to ensure assignment remains usable by assigning the chore to a roommate with the lowest workload. Based on feedback from testing, I added image support so tenants can add images to tickets for better context. I also implemented a soft delete for tickets, allowing the tenants to remove a ticket, but the letting agent has access to deleted tickets. This preserves the audit trail required by the new Irish renting legislation. I also added an emergency pop-up if if an emergency keyword is in the ticket. With real-time observation, UniNest is now a resilient, compliant and production-ready platform.
So I'm going to talk about what I've done so far. So as the Scrum Master, I manage our sprints in Scrummers by creating and prioritizing backlog items and assigning story points for each scheduling of our tasks for each sprint. For example, in Release 1 Sprint 1, I will set up a backlog and coordinate the estimation within the team to ensure that we meet our deadlines. I also incorporated in creating the retrospectives for each release and made sure that I'll facilitate areas where we could improve, what went well, and what we should do for each sprint after. And then I also monitored our progress for the velocity of our burn down charts and also our burn up charts. And then for each release, I would look at the worst, best case, and expected scenarios, ensuring that the deadlines for release 2 are achievable. This allows us to stay on target and quickly adjust to priorities if blockers were to arise. So that's just a brief overview of my Scrum Master role